Well, challenge you to love, my brother, my sirs. Lean in. I came in today with a word burning in my spirit. And the word is this: it's time to dig deep. Next level. I challenge you to love. It's time to discover what God placed inside of you. Too long. You've been living small, drinking small, praying small. Too long. I challenge you to love. Been scratching the surface when God had pleasure down deep in your soul. Too long of love. You've been laid in it and outside to drown out the power that's on the inside. I challenge you to love. But I stop by tell somebody it's time to dig. Somebody shout to see you don't find diamonds lying and on the ground. I challenge love. I love. You don't stumble over gold in the streets. You don't pick up oil just flowing on the surface. No. Diamonds had dug out of pressure. I challenge you to love. Gold is mined out of the earth. Oil is drilled deep beneath the surface. And what God put inside you is not ordinary. Challenge, extraordinary. But you will never find if you keep living shallow. Tell your neighbor, Pi, I've got to go deeper. Well, I challenge you to love. You've been asking God to bless you, but God says, by already placed in you, I hid it inside of you. I wrapped it in your pain. I challenge you to love. I cut in your trials. I buried beneath your tear. But if you'll dig deep enough, you'll find it. Oh, I feel this sting. I challenge you to love. Somebody in here has been living in frustration because you know there's more. You know you were made for more. I challenge you to love. You know there's a dream that won't let you sleep, a fire that won't let you quit, a calling that won't let you sit still. I challenge you to love. That's because heaven deposited some time in you before you ever showed up on this earth. Of level. I challenge you to love. But here's the problem of being searching outside when God already put it inside. The enemy wants you distracted with comparison, with evolution, with competition, with everybody else has, but glove to everybody else said. God gave you something unique. I put my fingerprint on you. Next level. I challenge to love. I designed you for a destiny. And you will not discover it until you dig deep. Some of you are waiting for the right season. I challenge you to love. The right moment, the right opportunity. But hear me, this is the moment. This is the season. This is the time. I challenge you to love. Don't wait for perfect conditions. God didn't call you to perfection. He called you to obedience. I challenge you to love. Let me tell you, inside of you is the courage to fight back. Inside of you is the strength to stand up. I'll into the love. Inside of you is the creativity to build again. Inside of you is the power to overcome. I do love, but you will never know it until you start digging. See, digging is not easy. Digging is work. Digging gets your hands dirty. Oh, I kinda knew the love makes your back ache. Digging makes you sweat. But digging pays off. The enemy wants you tired, wants you discouraged. Oh, I challenge you to love. Once you stop digging. But I came to tell somebody, don't quit now. You're not close as I than you think. You're deeper than you realize. Oh, level. I challenge you to love. You're stronger than you feel. The Bible says, the greater is in you than he that is in the world. Next level. I challenge you to love. That means the treasure is not out there, it's in here. Point to yourself and say, his ways in me, your breakthrough, it's in you. Challenge to love. Your middle, it's your business. It's in you. Your ministry, your victory, it's in you. But you love. So don't you dare die with treasure still buried. Don't you dare let fear cover it up. I challenge you to love. Don't dare let people talk you out of it. This is your season to dig deep. Because when you dig deep, you discover destiny. I challenge you to love. And when you discover destiny, no devil in hell can stop you. Somebody shout, I'm digging. Next level. Challenge you to love. We talk about digging. We're not talking knocking. How about sometime casual, sometime easy you do when you're bored? No, to love. Digging is intentional. Digging means you are searching for sometime you believe is there. I challenge you to love. Even if you can't see it with your eyes yet. When you start digging, you declare with your actions. I challenge you to love. I know there is something been on the surface, and I refuse to walk away empty-handed. I challenge you to love. That's what God wants you to understand about your life. I challenge to love. Every turn in you need to become who he called you to be is already inside you, but it's hidden. Think about it. Well, I challenge you to love. When a builder wants to lay a foundation, they don't just scatter bricks on the ground. They dig first. I challenge you to love. They go down because they know the strength of the structure depends on how deep the foundation runs. The same is true with you. I challenge you to love. God doesn't build greats on the surface. He built it deep, buried beneath your fears, beneath your doubts, beneath your trials. I challenge you to love. And until you pick up the shovel of faith and start digging, you keep walking over the treasure he planted in your soul. I challenge you to love. Every valuable thing in life has to be dug out. Diamonds don't sparkle in plain sight. They are trapped inside rock. Love, waiting for someone bold enough to mine them out. Oil doesn't flow at the surface. I challenge you to love. It's hidden below as a verta that must be drilled through. Gold isn't scattered on sidewalks, it's buried. I challenge you to love, waiting for persistence and determination to pull it out. And that is exactly how your gift, your purpose, your call is designed. I challenge you to love. God hid it so that casual people couldn't snatch it. He hid it so that the discouragement can kill. I challenge him to love. He did it because the only way you will ever uncover it is if you are willing to dig deep. Let me give you a picture from daily life. I challenge you to love. Imagine in the spring, walking a fat across barren field. The ground looks empty, it looks lifeless. But he doesn't walk away to the next level. I challenge to love. Because he knows what's beneath the soil. He has planted seeds, and though they are invisible to the eye right now, they are alive. I challenge you to love. He tills the soil, waters it, works the land, because he believes in what's hidden. And when the season shifts, I challenge you to love. The hidden seed breaks through the ground. That's your life. Right now, people may look at you and see nothing special. Calling love. It's another face, just another person going through the motions. But God knows he planted in you. I challenge you to love. And if you work the ground of your life, the seed that's been buried will break forth. I challenge you to love. Some of you have been frustrated because you don't see the results you expected. You've been asking, but Lord, where is my purpose? But to love, where is my breakthrough? Where is the time you promised me? But God is saying it's there. It's just hidden. Well, I challenge you to love. You may not see it yet, but that doesn't mean it isn't planted. You not feel in it yet, but that doesn't mean it isn't alive. And you to love. The treasure is within you, but you'll dig the dirt, bring it out. And let's be real, digging isn't glamorous. Nights love, digging in the nights and early mornings. Digging means staying kid when you'd rather quit. I challenge you to love. Digging means reading when rather scroll. Praying when you'd rather sleep. Showing up when you'd rather hide. Didn't you to love? Digging means saying, but I refuse to give up on what I know God put inside me. And most people want the treasure without digging. I challenge you to love. Want the breakthrough without the struggle. They want the success without the sweat. But life doesn't work like that. I challenge you to love. The hidden things of God are revealed to those who refuse to give up when the ground feels hard. A challenge to love. Think about a student preparing for exams. Nobody said late nights and nights in the library, the pages of notes. A challenge to love, a sacrifice of entertainment. But the career, the opportunity, they all come out of digging through the hidden material. To love, page after page until knowledge takes root. I challenge you to love. The hidden blessing of education doesn't reveal itself unless you first dig through the grind. That's how life works. I challenge you to love. That's how God designed destiny. So maybe your treasure is inside a painful past. You think your scars disqualify you. I challenge you to love, but they may be the very soul-gone planet you're ministry in. Maybe your treasure is hidden inside your struggle with finances. Level. I challenge you to love, because God has called you to create solutions that will bless generations. Maybe your treasure is hidden inside rejection or the next level. I challenge you to love, because God is teaching you resilience that will inspire others. Don't curse the hidden place. Don't despise the digging. I challenge you to love. What feels buried in the darkness is actually being developed in secret. The enemy wants you to give up before you dig. He wants you to love. He would say, but if I don't see it right away, maybe isn't there. But Fedor says, Paul, keep digging. I challenge you to love. Because I know some toil is waiting for me. You can't allow surface circumstances to convince you that you are empty. I challenge you to love. You cannot let temporary conditions make you forget that God placed eternal treasure inside you. Like slit of love, I challenge you to pick up your shovel. Dig into your prayer life, into your discipline. Dig your creativity unto love. Dig your resilience. Dig into the Word of God, because the more you dig, I challenge you to love. The more you'll discover that greatness was never outside of you, it was hidden within you all along. And when you finally strike it, I challenge you to love. When you finally uncover what God has put inside, you'll realize the word of every tear, every fight, love. Every moment of you had to push past. Next level, challenge you to love. Because treasure inside you, it's not just for you, for the world that's waiting to be blessed through you. I challenge you to love. So don't stop digging now. The hidden time is about to be revealed. I challenge you to love. If you look around the world, you'll notice that every time we truly value everything that carries weight. I challenge to love. Everything that transforms lives never lying in plain sight. To love, it's never just sitting on the surface waiting for someone to casually pick it up. No, I challenge you to love. The most valuable things in our life are always beneath the surface, waiting for someone courageous enough, persistent enough, and hungry enough to go after them. Think about it, love. Nobody walks down the street and casually finds bars of gold lying on the sidewalk. I challenge you to love. Nobody looks under their bed and discovers diamonds scattered like loose change. I challenge you to love. Nobody just stumbles across oil flowing down the gutter. Why? Because value is always concealed. Gold has to be mined. I challenge you to love. Diamonds have to be extracted. Oil has to be drilled, and in the same way, your purpose, your gift of your God-given destiny is not lying out in the open. It's beneath the surface of your life. A challenge to love, and you will never find it if you insist on living shallow. We live in a world that celebrates the surface. I challenge you to love. Social media on appearance, on presentation, on snapshots of success. But the truth is, what you see on the surface is never the full story. Next level. I challenge you to love. You may see someone walking across the graduation stage with a diploma in their hand, but what you don't see is the all-nighters. I challenge you to love. The missed parties, the tears shed over textbooks, the doubts they had to silence just to make it through. I challenge you to love. The surf looks glamorous, but the real value is in what lies beneath the hard work, the discipline, the sacrifice. I challenge you to love. This is why you can't afford to live on surface level Fedor. Surface level commitment, surface level effort. I'll challenge you to love. Because nothing valuable is found on the surface. If you only pray when it's convenient, you'll never discover the power of prayer. Next level, I challenge you to love. If you only when you have leftovers, you'll never uncover the blessing of generosity. If you only work when you feel like it, I challenge to love. You'll never tap into the rewards of diligence. Value doesn't sit on the surface, it's buried in the lies of consistency, of hidden depths of perseverance. Let me give you a daily life example. Talk about a pearl. Challenge you to love. A pearl isn't formed on the surface of the ocean. It's not sitting there floating for anybody to scoop up. A pearl is hidden deep inside an oyster, and it doesn't even start as a beautiful gem. It starts an irritation. I challenge you to love. A grain of sand that causes discomfort. Over that oyster works on it, layer upon layer. I challenge you to love. Until was once a problem becomes sometime priceless. Isn't that how God works in us? He takes the irritation, the struggles. I challenge you to love the things that feel like burdens, and he turns them into beauty. But it doesn't happen on the surface, it happens deep down level. I challenge you to love. hidden from plain sight. Some of you have been wondering why your life feels harder than others. Above all, I challenge you to love. You look at people who seem to be gliding through life with ease, while you're over here digging, struggling, swigging, owing you to love, and wondering if it's worth it. But hey, but let me tell you, reason you feel the weight is because you are carrying something invaluable, binds you to love. The reason you've had to fight so hard is because the treasure in you is not ordinary. If diamonds were easy to find, how would you love if they would be valuable? If gold was on the surface, it would be common. I challenge you to love. What makes it valuable is the fact that it's rare and hidden. Maybe that's why God let you go through layers of pain. I challenge you to love because He was hiding something precious in you. Maybe that's why the opportunities didn't come easy. I challenge you to love because He wants you to value the calling when it finally emerged. Maybe that's why the breakthrough took longer than you expected. Chill to love because He wanted you to develop the strength to carry it. Challenge you to love. Nothing valuable is found on the surface. Don't resent the process of digging deeper. Consider this. Challenge you to love. And athlete training for a championship doesn't just show up on gay and hope to win. Well, I challenge you to love. The victory is not won on the surface of the stage, it's won in the hidden hours of training. Next level. I challenge you to love. In the sweat poured out in the gym when nobody is watching. In the discipline of saying no when others are indulging. I challenge you to love. The medal is seen on the surface, but the value was forged in the hidden grind. Bound to love. And this is why we must stop chasing surface-level success and start pursuing substance. I challenge you to love. Surface success might get you applause for a moment, but it won't sustain you in the storm. I challenge you to love. Surface fate or might sound good when the sun is shining, but won't hold you when the winds start blowing. I challenge you to love. Surface relationships might look good in pictures, but they won't last when real life tests them. You need depth. I challenge you to love. You need something hidden, something rooted, something that won't be shaken. So here's the challenge. Falling to love. Stop settling a surface living. Dig in deeper places of your potential. Push beyond the obvious. I challenge you to love. Don't just be satisfied with what people can see. Pursue what only God knows He planted in you. Because when you do, I challenge you to love. You'll find out that the real treasure of life is never found on the surface. It's hidden beneath our found you to love. Waiting for woe, who refuses to quit searching. And when you finally uncover it, challenge you to love. When you finally pull out that treasure God buried in your soul, you'll realize where's were every dig, every struggle, every tear. I challenge you to love. Because value is never on the surface, it's in the depths, waiting for you to go after it. Challenge you to love. Pain has a way of making us feel like life is unfair, like we are forgotten, like we are left behind. It creeps into our loss, to rejection, through disappointment, through betrayal, and it whispered that our suffering is meaningless. I challenge you to love, but I call you today. Your pain is not wasted. Your pain holds purpose. I challenge you to love. The very thing you taught would break you, marry be the very time God uses to build you. I challenge you to love. The tears you cried in secret may water the seed of your destiny. Next level, I try the havoc you endured may unlock the compassion makes you effective in helping others. See, I challenge you, love. Purpose is not born on top, it is often birthed out in valleys. The people you admire the most, the leader, the visionaries. Love. The overcomers, they didn't get there without pain. They were crushed, but in the crushing all flowed. They were pressed. I challenge you to love. But in the pressing strength I was revealed. They walked through fire, but the fire refined them like gold. I challenge you to love. The reason their lives shine today is because their pain was transformed into purpose. Let's bring it closer to everyday life. Challenge you to love. Talking about the process of making olive oil. The olive has to be crushed before the oil can flow. I challenge you to love. Nobody buys the olive for it looks like on the outside. Its true value comes when it's broken. Isn't that just like life? I want to stay whole, untouched, never bruised, never crushed. But the truth is, It's in the crush into your true values released. Some of the greatest songs were written out of heartbreak. Next level. I challenge you, love. Some of the strongest businesses were birthed out of poverty. Some of the most powerful ministries were born out of pain. Find you to love. What hurt you may be the very tension that pushes you into your calling. Tonic about our mother in labor. Oh, I challenge you to love. Pain is a necessary part of bringing forth a new life. The tractions hurt, the pressure feels unbearable, but the pain has a purpose. I challenge you to love. It signals that something is coming, that new life is about to break through. Without the pain, the miracle cannot be delivered. Well, I challenge you to love. That's how it is with you. The pain you are feeling is not the end, it's an announcement that something new is on the way. I challenge you to love. What you're carrying inside is too great to come without a struggle. Maybe your pain came through people walking our way. Legs to the low. Maybe it came and turned our dreams falling apart. Maybe it carried those dots that closed in your face. I challenge you to love, but he may sometimes allows the pain because he knows what it will produce in you. Rejection can teach you resilience. I challenge you to love. Loss can birth empathy. Struggles can build endurance. Pain hides a way of shaping you into the person you were meant to be. I challenge you to love. Think about a student who fails a test. It's painful, embarrassing even, but sometimes that failure wakes them up. I challenge you to love. It makes them study harder, focus deeper, prepare better. Without the sting of failure, love. They may never have realized their true potential. In the same way, it's you love. The pain you are facing may be sharpening you a greater level of purpose you could not see before. Found you love. One of the greatest lies me tells us is that pain means God has abandoned us. But the truth is, I challenge you to love. Pain is often a sign that God is working. The Bible says, Paul telling to get after the good of those who love God. But challenge you to love, and not some tongues be toings, but all toings including the painful tannings. What was meant for evil, God can turn for good. By love. The pit Joseph was thrown in meant to let him let it a palace. The cross that caused Christ's suffering became the doorway to salvation. I and you to love. Pain is not punishment, is preparation. You might not see the purpose while you're in the middle of it. Well, I challenge you to love. Nobody likes pain in the moment. But when you look back, you realize that what broke you also built you. Find to love. What wounded you also shaped you. What pushed you down also pushed you forward. You look back and say, I challenge you to love. If I hadn't gone through that, I wouldn't be who I am today. If I hadn't been broken, I wouldn't go as a healer. A child hadn't been lost, I wouldn't value being found. If I hadn't been jammed, wouldn't rejected, I would understand acceptance. Let me put to it this way. Pain is like a teacher. Something it gives the house to how this lessons. Well, I challenge to love, but those are the ones that stick with us. Pain teaches you who your real friends are. I challenge to love. Pain teaches you the strength you didn't know you had. Pain teaches you how to lean on God when you can't lean on yourself. I challenge you to love. And once you've been through enough pain, you carry wisdom, empathy, and courage. That courage cannot be learned any other way. I challenge to love. So instead of cursing your pain, start asking, Lord, what are you teaching me through this? Love. What purpose is hidden inside this struggle? Next level, I challenge you to love. How are you shaping me neck forwards because a pain is not random, it is a setup for a purpose. And when you walk out of this, next level, when the healing comes, when the breakthrough arrives, you won't just be stronger for yourself, you'll add testimony to others. I challenge you to love. You'll be able to tell someone else, I know what it feels like to be there, but I also know that God can bring you through. But challenge you to love, that's how pain turns into purpose. It gives you a voice, a story, a fire that nobody can take from you. So don't waste your pain. I challenge you to love. Don't bury, don't hide it, don't resent it. Let God use it. Because every tear you've cried is water in your destiny. Love. Every scar you carry is proof that you survive. I challenge you to love. And every painful moment you endured is shaping you into the person who can walk boldly into your purpose. Your pain holds purpose. I want you to love, believe, embrace it, and let it carry you to the place God destined for you. Next level, I challenge you to love. Compare is one of the most dangerous traps a person can fall into because it robs you of joy, clouds your vision. I challenge you to love and blinds you from seeing the greatness God has already placed inside of you. When you compare your journey to someone else's, challenge you to love. You start believing that what they have is better, more important, more blessed. I challenge you to love. And in that moment, you fail to appreciate the treasure that is already yours. Past love, comparison is the thief that sneaks into your heart and convinces you that you are not enough. I challenge you to love. When God has already declared that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Look around at life, comparison shows up everywhere. Challenge you to love. A young student looks at another's grave and feels dumb, forgetting that maybe their gift is not in mathematics, but in challenge you to love, in communication, in leadership. A new mother scrolled pictures online of other moms who look perfect. Challenge you to love, with spotless homes and smiling children, and suddenly feels like a failure. Challenge you to love. No, realizing behind every polished photo is a hidden struggle. Oh, to love. A business owner looks at another entrepreneur's success and feels defeated. I challenge you to love. Ignoring the fact that every success story has chapters of sacrifice, failure, and persistence that aren't shown on the surface. Well, I challenge you to the love. That's how comparison blinds you, convinces you that someone else's highlight reel is the whole story. Challenge you to love while making you disappear on behind the scenes. The truth is, God didn't call you to run someone else's race. I challenge you to love. He didn't design you with someone else's blueprint. He didn't create you to be a copy. He created you to be an original. Next level. I challenge you to love. When you compare your saying to Creator, but what you gave me isn't enough. What you placed inside me doesn't measure up. I challenge you to love, but God never makes mistakes. The gifts He put in you are exactly what the world needs from you. I challenge to love. Now, a second-rate version of somebody else. Let's take an example from daily life. Think about an orchestra. Challenge love. Every instrument has its part. The violin cannot do what the trumpet does. The flute cannot take the place of the drums. Oh, I challenge you to love. Each a unique sound, and when they play together, that's when the symphony is beautiful. Oh, level. I challenge you to love. Imagine if the trumpet stopped playing because it thought the violin sounded better. The entire orchestra would suffer. Well, I challenge you to love because its unique contribution was missing. That's exactly what happens when you compare yourself. You silence your own sound. I challenge you to love. Robbing the world the very thing only you can bring. Another picture. Consider athletes running in a track race like level. Every runner has their own lane. The moment one turns in to look head to the person next to them, they lose speed. I challenge you to love. They lose focus, and they risk stumbling. You cannot win your race if you're too busy watching someone else's. Hand you to love. The race set by you is yours alone, and the only way to finish strong is to keep your eyes forward, fixed on your own lane. Well, into the love. Comparison blinds you not only to your own gifts, but also to your progress. You might be growing, but challenge you to love. I choose love. But if you measure against someone who started 10 years before, you'll feel like you're behind. Challenge you to love. Even though right on for your own season. Apples don't ripen at the same time as oranges. Likes you love. Flowers don't bloom in the same month. Every seed has its own appointed season. And when you compare, I challenge you to love. You're asking your life to bloom on someone else's schedule of trusting God's timing for you. I challenge you to love. It's easy to think that grass is greener on the other side. Challenge you to love. But what if the grass is greener simply because they've been watering it? Instead of staring at someone else's lawn, I challenge the love, start tending your own. What are your gifts? Cultivate your develop your talents. If you pour into what God gave you, I challenge you to will flourish its own beautiful way. Comparison also blinds you to gratitude. The more you look at what others have and you to love, the less thankful you become for your blessings. For the next level, I want you to love. You over the roof over your head because you're staring at someone else's mansion. I challenge you to love. You resent car because you're admiring someone else's luxury ride. Love. You dismiss your job because it doesn't seem as glamorous as another's career. Love. You to love. But gratitude opens your eyes to see how blessed you already are. While comparison blind, you it leaves you feeling empty. Oh, I challenge you to love. The enemy loves to use comparison as a weapon because it doesn't make you insecure, it paralyzes you. I challenge you, love. You stop moving forward because you think you'll never measure up. You stop creating, stop building, stop dreaming. Challenge you to love because someone already did it better. But he may got God placed in you. Nobody else can duplicate. God similar to love. And as mehele gifts. But nobody releases your voice with your story, your style. To love. There is something about you that is irreplaceable. So instead of comparing, start celebrating. Oh, challenge you to love. Celebrate the progress of others while resenting your own. Celebrate their victories while still believing for yours. Oh, I challenge to love. If God blessed them, it's proof blessing is in the neighborhood. And when your season comes, oh, child, nobody will be able to stop what he has for you. When you break free from comparison, your vision clears, and you to lull. You starve, you being blinded by the hours are doing, and start seeing clearly what God has called you to do. My child of love, you stop feeling small and start realizing just how significant your gift really is. I challenge you to love. You stop trying to copy and start living as the masterpiece you were created to be. Comparison blinds you. I challenge you to love, but gratitude restores your sight. Purpose clears your path, and faith reminds you that you are already enough. I challenge you to love. You don't need to measure yourself against anyone else. You only need to measure yourself against the assignment God gave you. I challenge to love. So run your race, play a part, live your story. Because the world doesn't need another imitation. It needs the real, authentic you.